Mr. C Student, story poem. I was teaching geography that day when I saw him in the back, glancing at the clock while I tried to present facts. He thought I didn't notice, tried to do it when I wasn't looking. I got so distracted I wanted to tell him that he shouldn't. So I said, Mr. Moore, can you please pay attention? And stop glancing at the clock, sit up and listen. He responded, but I wasn't. And I said, yes, you did, surprising myself by arguing with a kid. Am I boring you? I asked. He sat up in his seat. He said, I'll tell you if you were, tapping the floor with his feet. Am I boring you? I had to ask again. Yes, he said. In the hall is where he went. I called him back in, maybe 15 minutes later, but he returned more ruder, as vicious as a gator. I just kept on teaching, trying to ignore the fact that he had his head down, so I tapped him on the back. I began to teach again, this time with peculiar voices, but he didn't like any. He began making noises. It was question time. He was the first to raise his hand. I had to call on him. He cleared his throat as he began. Your voice is so boring. Is that how you get to sleep? By listening to a recording of yourself until you start to dream? The hall is where I pointed. He got up to go. Just keep walking to the office, I yelled to let him know. The day just dragged on, but I finally made it home and had myself a glass of wine, feeling a bit alone. Forced myself up and started to make dinner. The door suddenly slammed. My smile grew bigger. My son was finally home, although he was a bit late. He threw himself on the sofa. I yelled, how was your day? Okay, he said, except I got stupid detention. He gave me the stink eye. I said, what? You didn't listen. But I'm your son. I hate it when you substitute. I'm sorry, I said, but that's how I make the loot. You want a snack? I said. I'm making us something to eat. I'll eat later, he said, pulling himself up on his feet. Hey, I yelled. He looked over at me. You know I love you, right? So be the best that you can be. He said, I'll try. As he shuffled to his room, he yelled, I love you, Ash. I yelled, I love you, Pikachu. We have our ups and downs. It's hard being a mom and a dad, but that little C student is the best thing I ever had. Start your homework, I yelled from the kitchen, knowing his headphones are probably on and he's still not listening. Now don't forget to like, share, subscribe, or follow.